Maybe bring her in.
Hell yeah! Look at that.
There she is.
We even updated the logo.
This kind of reminds me of a meme I've seen
Thank
quite a
you. I'm just trying not to be boring this time around because I heard from somebody's mom that I'm just the boring girl who goes on and talks about wrestling on a wrestling podcast. What a fucking idiot.
Well, it's good to try.
What is that? Who's that?
Well, Kate clearly has something more important to do than our show tonight because she's all dolled up like she's ready to go. Hey, Jersey Cow Jesse's not late. He made it. Kate, how are you tonight?
I'm good. Happy birthday, Brundo.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
You're welcome. You're welcome. How we doing, fellas? It's been a minute.
Yes. What did you get Brundo for his birthday?
This appearance by yours truly.
So something boring. Got it.
You could re-gift it to Corona.
Yeah.
Wow. Really going with the boring thing, Brundo.
I
Jeez,
care if you
jeez.
need me.
It's your birthday. It's fine.
Wait, we get a pass on our birthday to be dicks?
But a pass on your birthday. Tony's talking about my tits every other episode. I mean, please, boring.
I've done nothing.
Wow.
How are you? I've missed you guys. What's cooking?
It's the long-awaited return of Kate's Corner.
Yeah, can't wait to talk Evolution, the all-women pay-per-view coming up.
No.
Oh, we're not talking about
At least somebody remembered they have a pay-per-view this weekend. Jesus, more than I can say for WWE.
Oh, is that is the women's pay-per-view this weekend?
Yes.
Well, fuck
Sunday.
me,
All In, Saturday night's main event, Great American Bash, and Evolution are all this weekend.
3 sets of
It's
picks,
too
Tony.
And Slammiversary or Slammiversary next
20th.
weekend?
That's
20th. Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
We don't really watch TNA anymore.
Okay.
Nothing super
Everybody
fun about
watches-
TNA for us.
The only people that watch TNA watch it on NXT, I feel like, anymore. So, but honestly, I'm excited for Santana. I hope Santana wins the title at Slammiversary if that's still the plan, because that guy has been doing great work, and I really like what we've gotten to see out of him. I know they were boys of yours long before they even signed with AEW. So
Hell yeah.
that's who I'm rooting for.
Oh, I don't care for that.
Is this what we're going to do now?
course
Match
she wouldn't.
back?
Of course, she
Diana
wouldn't.
doesn't agree with Kate. I don't know what to tell you.
My mother doesn't watch wrestling. Why would she agree with anything that Kate's saying about wrestling? Now, if Kate was talking about blubber and murder TV, then maybe, but Kate brings something different to the table than Diana. It is what it is. Yeah, thanks, Ma.
Yeah, Kate, she's crushing it over at Fightful. And do you still do? Is the mark order still a thing, Kate? Let's get to.
Oh, here we go again.
That's here. Come on. There was an announcement that there would be no mark order last week, and there may have been a discussion between several wizards where they were going to hijack the feed and just do the show.
I would have loved it. No,
Oh, I did. I mean, I did my impression of the Mark Order guys. I went to sleep at 10:50.
Wow.
Love you, Rye. Love you, Joe.
Man, missed you guys so much. No, there was a dog emergency and Joe was already out, so we decided not to scramble last minute, and then we were like not staying up to do the 4-hour block bullshit that they did 2 weeks in a row. I was like, we ain't starting at midnight, so we're back in full swing. It's just how summer goes. I don't have to tell you, Matt. Like, it just gets busy and people are in and out. So, but we'll be back this week.
Are you excited for All In this Saturday afternoon?
I am. I think this year the builds into pay-per-views for AEW has just been remarkably better from a pacing standpoint. I feel like 2024 they went from like 4 to 10 or something stupid, and everything was like an 8-week program or thrown together at the last minute. And I feel like this year things have been pretty well evenly paced, and I feel like they've done a good job. I'm don't know how I feel about 2 Casino Gauntlets being on the same card. I think they could do something really fun and having one be the shortest one ever and one be like the longest one ever, of like a real women's one, and then the men's one is just like 4 guys, because they have to address that at some point, that it should be over in one pinfall. Somebody should win a quick one with that. But excited for Omega Okada, excited for the main event. I think that's going to be a clusterfuck in a fun way. I think Mercedes and Tony are going to do something really special. So I'm pumped for this card. I think it's going to deliver. And I think with Forbidden Door and All Out still to come, they could maybe do some more surprises than people are expecting, but they got to get this fucking title off Moxley. That's that's my feeling with it.
If Kenny and Okada tear the house down, if Mercedes and Tony Storm is a good match, but if Moxley walks out the champion, is this a failure?
Yes, 100%. Because I genuinely think people will turn the television off. Like I think it'll be a really, really bad call. That being said, I feel like the Death Rider stuff has been better the past couple months than it ever was, which is a shame. I don't think it aligned with what their original mission was with anything, but I do think it got a lot better. I just feel like biggest show of the year, everything you've built to it should probably be a fan service show, and that this angle's gone on way too long anyway. I also feel like AEW needs to get better with their upward mobility of titles, because now you're looking at Hangman for a 4th time. Mox just had it for a 4th time or 3rd time? 3rd time.
Hangman
Tony
would be 3. Yeah.
Hangman would be 3. Mox has been 4. Tony Storm has been 3. So they got to freshen up that world title picture for sure. I think Tony Storm wins, and that this begins the downfall of Mercedes, which I think is actually really well timed. I feel like a ton of people are getting worked by it, and then the people who aren't getting worked by it, it's now appropriately paced. Like she should lose, so that it doesn't get too long in the tooth on that regard. But I do think it is a failure of a pay-per-view if Hangman doesn't walk out champion, because I think people will genuinely start to tune out.
Who do you think they go with for the main event? Do you think it is Hangman and Page, or do you think Tony and Monet have enough in their story?
I think they have enough in their story. I think it's going to be Hangman and Mox, because I think it's going to be very similar to Bloodline Rules type stuff. I think you're going to have, because now that it's a Texas death match, I think there's going to be a bunch of heels coming out on the heel side. I think on the face side, you're probably seeing like Darby, Sting, Danielson, maybe an Eddie Kingston return, because he wouldn't have to do that much. Even if he's not cleared, he would just have to show up to fight off Gabe Kidd or whatever. Like I think there's possibilities of a ton of interference. And I was thinking about this the other day. I know Swerve and Ospreay have their program with the Bucks, but when Hangman won his first title and the Bucks gave him that like knowing look, I think maybe Hangman's redemption is Swerve gives them like the go ahead move of like, it's your time to do it. Like, so I think you're probably going to get a main event there, just because I think there's going to be a ton of like, I think they're emptying out the locker room for that.
I hope Moxley wins. I really hope Moxley wins.
You
Please,
son of a bitch.
please let Moxley win. No, Adam Page looks like a stupider, like coked out Luigi Primo. Like his eyes and his mustache. Like I'm waiting for him to come out and start twirling a pizza on Sunday.
What is that? I don't understand what that has to do with
Because
the
he
way
always looks like this. Like, like
Moxley should retain because Hangman looks like Luigi Primo.
yes.
That's
Quite
That's the
don't
worst
pull a
take.
muscle stretch.
That's
That's a terrible take.
take. I mean, the guy next to you, his fucking favorite wrestler, looks like fucking Opie.
How dare you besmirch Bobby Backlund, Hall of Famer Bobby Backlund.
He is in the Shining.
you,
Dude, how
Tony.
do you feel about the Shining Wizards Hall of Fame?
Oh my gosh. Are you doing matches or no?
What?
Are you doing
No,
Hall of Fame matches?
slow down. Just started.
You got all of MBW. You've got so
Oh my
so
god.
many things. You got the experiment right here. How
You know what? I
mean,
can't
come
argue with
on.
that. I can't argue with that.
Kate, you're
That's what I
really,
want to know.
you're really like close to getting your name crossed off of the people who will receive a ballot at the end of the year to vote on the China Nuggets Hall of Fame.
Don't listen to him, Kate. Don't
I'm an
listen to him.
innovator. Okay.
Kate's ballot goes to Tony's mom.
Oh, Diana should get a
I would
ballot.
just
Great.
You're gonna
have
make my
all the boring
vote?
inductees anyway.
Now Backlund's already in.
I was
Actually,
waiting
no-
for one of you motherfuckers. I was fucking waiting for it. I almost made the joke so none of you fuckers could beat me too. Oh, back here if you need me.
That's not a bad idea, though. Diana should get a ballot. It'd be really funny to see who she picks based on absolutely nothing.
and then have her on to talk about why she picked those people.
Just give her a ballot with fake names.
Millions. The
She should
brilliance
have
of-
like a structured recurring segment, honestly.
She should
Like,
get a ballot of MBW guys.
there you go.
See who gets in.
That's
Yeah.
it. See? You guys were like, okay, you're not getting a ballot. And now Matt is like, maybe she's onto something.
I'll tell you what I'm not onto, Kate. This fucking AEW Tag Team Championship match. I just don't give a shit.
I don't think anybody does.
It was so bad. That's one thing I actually watched. I got so aggravated. Like, you're gonna have to kill us. Who gives a shit? I'm so done with fucking Mike. What's his nuts with his dumb kicks and his stupid fucking Canadian hair. And why are you barefoot wearing kick pads? Change that shit up, dude. I used to call Mike Bailey matches when I called for fucking Tier 1 wrestling, and he was awesome. But it's the same shit. Come on, man.
That's not my problem with it. There's two things that keep crossing paths that I don't like. One, I feel like the trios champions are always involved in a singles title program, and then the TBS champion is always involved in a trios program. So that needs to get straightened out. And I was really hopeful with the Hurt Syndicate stuff that the tag titles would mean something again, but they have the division for it. They just have not putting satisfying creative around it, because I think they don't know what the Hurt Syndicate are as far as they're tweeners with the crowd. Like, the crowd loves them every time they come out, but they've had them just like mowing down fan favorites. So I think the story is supposed to be that these guys that everybody but Tony finds lovable or whatever, like these ones that the crowd has gravitated to, might be the guys to actually do it, because they were just ripping through other people. But I'm not sold on it. And I was actually really intrigued by the MJF wrinkle, and I feel like he has to cost the Hurt Syndicate in some way, but I don't think they've done the work to get there in a week to make that happen at this show. So I don't know where they go from there. It's always interesting because Forbidden Door throws a kink in like any continuing stories that you would do, I feel like, because it's just they pivot to, and now we're putting on this All-Star game with New Japan, right? So I don't know how you have a continuation there. I think it's good that All In should be the completion of a lot of stories and like the blow-offs to a lot of things, but I don't know. This tag division just still feels kind of stuck in the mud to me. Though Speed Jet or whatever they're calling themselves, they get a lot of live reactions, and Jet Speed, that makes more sense.
Speed. Yeah, Jet Speed.
They are very over. Like I feel like, but I like, then what? You know what I mean? Like, they win, and then who do they face? There's not like
The Guns, baby.
Well, that's what happens in AEW. It's all they put all their eggs in the build basket, right? We saw it happen with the Acclaim, right? When they won the titles, and then it was what? Then they're the tag champs, and they fucking scissor. Who gives a shit? Right? Because there's nothing on the horizon. Everything gets built up to the fucking big win, and then after that, it like kind of like flatlines.
That's it. Throw it out.
Well,
Gunzo.
I love this FTR run with Stokely, and I think I like the work that the Young Bucks are doing, and I think the EVP stipulation is interesting. And it certainly felt like we were headed toward, it's not for me, but it's for a lot of people, like a Cope and Christian reunion would feel like they have some heavy hitters in the tag division, but at the same time, like, you can't keep going back to the Young Bucks and FTR Wells as much as they do. Like, Christian and Copeland are up there in age, so it's weird that like it just feels very aimless. Like they brought in GYV a year ago, and I'm like, what happened? Like, where did anybody go? So it's the lack of build in the tag division, I think, hurts. I think you have some strong anchors elsewhere. I think unifying I hate the unified title, but I think unifying that as like a 1A championship for Collision is a very smart idea. And then you just got to straighten out the TBS titles, but we'll see.
Kate, will you be doing a post show after All In, or will you be rolling right into Gunther and Goldberg on Saturday night's main event?
I will be doing the All In post show on the main channel at Fightful, actually. So I will be over there. I also have the Evolution post show, so pray for me because they don't care about it. So
Evolution is a mystery. It's a mystery.
It's nothing.
It might be our new logo.
Is there a pudding match at Evolution? Is there a Jello match, a mud match, a bra and panties match, a lingerie battle royal, a lingerie pillow fight? Anything that brought the women to prominence in the late 90s? Anything? If we're paying homage to the women of wrestling, let's get serious about it.
I mean, they're not from that era. It's Nikki Bella and Trish Stratus and nobody else. Like, that's been something that people have been frustrated by. But I would rather see
that people
present day wrestling
match.
I don't think that, but they want to see legends of, like, if you have a battle royal, you should be bringing back Alundra Blaze. You know what I mean? Like, you should be bringing back certain people just for the pop because you're doing a fucking battle royal. Like, why wouldn't you do that? So I don't know.
Do the battle royal
and bring back
pudding.
Pat.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Yep.
There we go.
Oh my God, Vicky Guerrero
It
could
would
be
sell
in it.
more tickets. It would sell more tickets.
Vicky Guerrero, Santina, Alundra Blaze. Maybe we could get Alicia Fox to come back.
No,
She's in
got some
TNA.
names.
Oh, no, Tony, you're breaking up.
We could do they could do a B&P battle royal.
Kelly? She's an exhibitionist, you know.
Yeah.
You can't say a B&P battle royal because they'll go get it sponsored by B&P and the whole thing will have like some sort of weird.
Oh my God,
B&P
a motor oil battle royal.
That's what they'll do. They'll lather them up in motor oil instead. That's what'll happen. That's what'll happen.
And
like
everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
Yes, everyone will be so happy.
Lillian Garcia's back, isn't she?
I don't think so.
She
Is
was
she
for
for
a bit.
this?
She was.
She's just doing like she covered SmackDown briefly and was doing, she did like Saturday night's main event. I think they're picking their spots with her. I echo the sentiment that I've been saying for a few weeks. Like, I hope that this not performing well isn't their justification to not do this a third time or push women's wrestling in the future. Because it feels like they did this whole weekend and this is the show that got set up to be like, oh, well, women's wrestling doesn't draw. Look, when they put no effort into it. So I am very excited for Bayley, Becky, and Lyra, though. I think that'll tear down the house. That should be a lot of fun. So fingers crossed that I have something to talk about.
You have plenty to talk about. There will be a pay-per-view on Sunday. I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff for you to talk about.
Well, I'll be yapping. That's what I do. So
You said it, not us.
it's true. I cannot deny the allegations, but I'm just gonna then get my boring ass out of here. It was great to see you guys again.
Well, Kate, it's a pleasure. At Miss Kate Fave. Wednesday nights to Mark Order. Tuesday nights. Are you still doing the NXT post show?
I am.
Still doing Sour Graps. Kate's everywhere. Just follow her on social media. Don't be a fucking ghoul. Just follow, like,
Nice.
watch, listen, whatever. Just don't fucking send her fucking.
Why would you even put that out there?
No.
I don't think the creep.
Giving ideas.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Seriously.
They already had the ideas.
Yeah, they weren't here as soon as she showed up. She's like, Tony's not talking about my tits yet.
No.
Well, I mean, I wasn't thinking about sending anybody pics, but now that you put it in my head,
That's
feel
what I
like
was
have
saying.
to.
Never crossed my mind, but now that he says don't do it, I kind
I
of
mean,
want
it's Brundo's birthday. I got to send him a little something.
Hey,
Oh,
don't accept anything from Magenta.
Brundo's birthday. Here we go.
Already muted and blocked, man.
Now Magenta puts a mask on it, so it's all good.
Yeah, I can't. I was gonna say I can't see anything, so that works. But I do have a video dropping on my own channel at 8:00. If you want to go subscribe at Miss Kate Babe, that would be awesome. Very much appreciated.
All right,
Shit,
Kate, well,
yeah.
And also no dick pics. So there
no
you
dick
go.
pics, just inappropriate puppet pictures from Handsome Kevin and T Donk.
Maybe there are. Oh, yep.
Chef Pee-Pee's in the house.